volunteers deliver living supplies to near 6,000 sanitation workers in 10 districts. A senior volunteer with terminal stage cancer shares her story of seizing the chance to serve. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Maggie Tsai. Thank you for joining us. In China, Tzu Chi volunteers have been distributing supplies to sanitation workers. In Guangdong, they have held 17 events in 10 districts to deliver warmth to nearly 6,000 people. During the event, a former sanitation worker also volunteered to help other people to reciprocate Tzu Chi's assistance.
City volunteers mindfully set up the venue to give out aid supplies to sanitation workers. They've confirmed the roster and made sure the hardware is working, ensuring the success of the event.
About more than 40 friends who are Taiwanese businessmen have been deeply touched, and they happily attend the event. We have been looking forward to the event, and we send people here every year.
Li Qinghua's daughter is a Tzu Chi scholarship recipient. She has come to help out with her 2 children.
Helping other people also help ourselves. It helps our children to learn to be independent. When they encounter difficulties, they can learn to tolerate other people.
Liu Xifeng, who worked as a sanitation worker last year, is now resting at home due to illness. She attends the event as a volunteer.
I have received the help of the charitable organization. Therefore, I want to do my part to help other less fortunate people.
Being joyful, the volunteers do not feel tired. They warm up everyone's heart.
I have always been someone with a lot of challenges in life. Seeing how you volunteers are doing so much for us, I truly feel deeply touched.
Delivering warmth in the winter 17 times, the volunteers fulfill the sanitation workers' needs.
应该很暖和，很舒服的。谢谢了，谢谢，我来吧。来，对，很合身哈。很好。早晨起来就可以穿的。对，穿着很舒服啦，很暖和啦，不冷了。
还要谢谢他们在。I appreciate them for cleaning up the city in early mornings, so that when we get out and go to work, we can see how clean it is and feel very comfortable. 道路特别干净，走起来也特别舒适。
The volunteers provide a variety of services to appreciate the sanitation workers who keep the city clean. They've also warmed up their hearts.
A Tzu Chi recycling volunteer, Grandma Shi Chengzhi, made the rough road of recycling a smooth journey. She has touched her family who opposed her to do recycling initially to join her eventually. She also moved her neighbor to pick up recyclables together with her.
我没有见过，就手脚就很痒的，真的很痒的。就看到一个瓶子，看到一个什么，我就要去捡了，没捡我就好像就不放它过去了啦。
Waste needs to bend low and also need to react quickly.
Just like to pick up gold.
The 68-year-old Grandma Shi Chengzhi has become addicted to do recycling, but her son is the secretary of the village party committee. In the past, this good thing has become an embarrassment in the eyes of the family.
Everyone says your mother is picking up trash. Why should you let your mother pick up trash? Does your mother have no money to spend? And my son says, Mom, please stop picking out garbage. Everyone told me that. Please don't pick out garbage anymore. I said, son, it didn't matter. I'm not picking up trash. I'm doing recycling. I'm saving the earth, just like what our master said. It was my husband who was against me at the most. He saw me picking up the recyclables. He said I was a scavenger.
Everything is difficult at first. If you want to do recycling, initially there may be misunderstanding between you and your family as well as your friends.
The neighbors would wonder, with your family's financial status, why you need to pick up recyclables. Would you sell them for money? My mother-in-law would then try very hard to explain to them. No, we were actually doing to save the earth. We were helping people who are in difficulty. As a consequence, many neighbors actively send their things to us.
It takes time to know a person. The opposition has changed into support, while those who stood aside have turned to help eventually.
I have motivated some of my neighbors to do recycling, hoping that if we do first, we can drive more people to do the same in the future. When I saw my son start to do recycling, I was really very happy. My son, my 2 granddaughters, and my daughter-in-law joined the rank of recycling eventually.
She walks through the streets to build good affinities one by one. She even goes into kindergarten to do recycling. This action has touched her husband to give up leasing the streets at her home to store recyclables. Look at her. No matter how heavy it is, she will carry it at ease.
I want to make a vow that I'll do it until I'm not able to do it anymore. There are still a few decades to do, you know. I'm now 18 years old only.
Sure enough, she will not give up doing recycling even though she is in such an old age, allowing her golden years more meaningful.
Taichung has an elderly woman which is now 79 years old, and she still takes care of her mother who is over 100 years old. More than 10 years ago, her mother had a fall and now life has become more inconvenient. Her care for her mother made the eldest winner of the Filial Piety Award as she is nearly 80 years old.
Many days a week, this elderly woman has to walk for an hour and wait at a bus stop to go down the mountain. She lives in Dongshi, a mountainous region, and is 79 years old this year. Although it is very hard to go down the mountain to buy vegetables, she believes it is worth it if she can buy her mother her favorite food to eat.
Wow, 100岁。
阿姨嘞
他是
30年是30年是79嘞79嘞
他们提供79啊。
Cho Ayu's mother is 102 years old this year.
I married at 22. At 27, I was widowed as my husband passed away. When she was 3, her father was gone.
Her 100-year-old mother was a model parent, raising her children alone, and now she is surrounded by family.
Now my grandson is working at the Railway Bureau. The second grandson is planting trees. Only 2 of us represent these 2 generations.
Her mother actually grew up during the Japanese-style education. She has traditional demands of her children, and though her daughter is almost 80 years old, she is still quite strict with her every day.
我母女哈，很好，不对了他会，不对他也会凶你，对不对？要是什么时候是给他，你会甲骂哟，伊若做唔对代志，你嘛是会甲骂。骂啊，骂，
都爱骂啦，介意啊。无我自嘛，做个当时啊。希望。小3岁
没有爸爸，没有爸爸爱。母亲辛苦养了，到现在啊。
袂卡，无穿鞋咯，无穿什么咯。较早拢无穿鞋，手嘛是共款啊。手嘛是。
Cho Ayu and mother have never been separate even when she was married. She still lived at home. This mother-daughter relationship has lasted nearly 80 years.
A 102-year-old grandma, she sometimes speaks loudly, but she never talks back. Every day she goes to the chicken co-op to pick out a fresh egg to steam for her mother.
Sometimes her mother goes to the kitchen to cook. She also takes a walk with her old mother every day, and they plant vegetables in the fields. Occasionally, they participate in activities such as elderly dances. This is how the two pass their days now.
Old people sometimes go out, but I don't want to do this. For 3 years, I haven't gone out. I'm afraid that she will get lost. One night, I saw her sitting there, and I asked what happened, and she said she had a headache.
Not wanting to be very far from her mother, she hadn't traveled far for 3 years. While she has lived 3/4 of a century, she still accompanies her mother, and while the two still have their quarrels, they're mostly happy with each other each day, as this is the life they're destined to live.
Imagine how difficult the shopping process is if you are a senior with mobility problems. This is why a certain private organization has arranged for a pre-holiday shopping trip with seniors they take care with the help of some youth volunteers they know.
It's been more than half a year since grandmother Sue has left her home. An organization arranged for solitary seniors to leave the home to shop for items they need. After some instructions, today's mission is ready to begin. The items on the shopping list is checked off one by one with the assistants. It could be said that today has helped fulfill a wish of grandmother Sue.
What
do you want to buy?
What item does this grandmother from the Philippines want to buy? Going up to the second floor and searching for a bit, it seems she spotted what she wanted. It's an instant beverage.
The grandmother wanted to buy instant oatmeal, but the vocabulary she used for it was the one that I did not understand. So we had to use hand gestures to communicate. Today was a special experience for me to communicate in English. It has been challenging.
We hope through this type of events, the younger generation can learn how to interact with seniors, as well as it being a learning experience in how they can show respect to the seniors and express their love.
To help prepare for the lunar holiday, these seniors were willing to leave the house. In the same breath, thanks to the younger generation's companionship, their lives are the more fuller for it.
Tzu Chi's year-end blessing ceremony in Kaohsiung's Dashu district has been held at a senior activity center. In the ceremony, a Tzu Chi volunteer who suffers from terminal stage cancer shared her story. She said that volunteering helps her forget about her illness and encourage people to seize the moment to do good deeds.
The year-end blessing ceremony of Dashu district has been held at the senior activity center. It is dignified and respectful.
When I watch sign language song performers and listen to the music, I will feel deeply touched.
I was so deeply touched that I cried. Seeing how you help people in need in different parts of the world, I can see you are doing a good job. Those people are really pitiful. They are so underprivileged that one will want to care for them.
Tzu Chi volunteer Zhu Jingtao takes to the stage with her relatives and friends. Suffering from terminal stage cancer, she's now staying at the palliative ward.
In conducting home visits, I realized my blessings from witnessing other people's suffering.
They came with some Tzu Chi brothers and sisters to care for us. Although we have moved to Fengshan, they continue to care for us by making phone calls.
Her husband is also suffering from oral cancer. Despite that, Zhu Jingtao seizes every opportunity to do good deeds. She helps cook for people at Tzu Chi's care stations.
My biggest wish now is to seize every moment and shoulder responsibilities.
Her life has changed a lot. I feel the positive changes after she came in contact with Tzu Chi.
Dedicating herself to the volunteer work, she can temporarily forget about her illness. She's seizing every moment to spread love to more corners of society.
Tzu Chi volunteers in Taiwan organized year-end blessing ceremony in the community with more than 3,600 participants. A new immigrant who has long been cared by volunteers made special cakes for charity sale. Tzu Chi care recipients also shared their stories and gratitude on stage, filling everyone with joy and blessing to welcome the new year.
花开富贵福满堂，恭喜恭喜，新年快乐！
In the annual end-of-year blessing ceremony, everyone invites their friends or even arrange transportation for them to come. Guo Xiulan, who owns a jewelry shop, brought 10 of her employees to join this year.
We want to join the end-of-year blessing ceremony, so on that day, we are closed.
Treating Chi as her family, the new immigrant joined the ceremony as a guest and also the host. She helped greet participants at the venue and helped raise funds for international disaster relief.
This is Indonesian cake. I'll make something different tomorrow to let everyone try. I'll come here to attend classes every month, just like going back to my home. This is my home.
In Zhongli, 4 sessions of ceremony were held in 2 days, with a total of more than 3,600 participants. The most touching part is the sharing by Chi care recipients, making everybody tear up.
I really don't know why I cry every year. My son and daughter told me not to cry, yet I have that feeling, just like going back to my home.
The red envelopes of blessings and wisdom are filled with everyone's blessings. The Jinshi aphorism is the most anticipated.
理想要放在远方，脚步要落实现在。
人最难看见的就是自己。
In the end-of-year blessing ceremony in Taoyuan Jinshi Abode, the interpretation of the story, Bright Isis rescuing her mother, which is about practicing filial piety, touched everyone.
My mother said she would come to live with us when she would not be able to live alone or whenever it was necessary. In the end, when there was the actual need, she was already bedridden.
I'm not able to spend time with my parents now. Nevertheless, I can practice filial piety to the seniors surrounding me.
Doing good deeds and practicing filial piety, this power of love will lead a better year.
In Singapore, Tzu Chi's year-end exhibition introduced the development of the medical mission of Tzu Chi Foundation. Through graphics and videos, people are led into a type of time capsule. Volunteers and guides also regain their initial aspiration of joining Tzu Chi and become more determined in doing good deeds.
It is not easy for patients undergoing dialysis because they need to sit there for 4 hours without moving around.
Experiencing dialysis, even though without any injections, one can feel the pain of kidney dialysis patients. This is one of the highlights of Singapore's end-of-year blessing exhibition.
Wisdom must be combined with compassion, being touched, and so volunteers shared their stories to everyone.
The exhibition, combining graphics and videos, vividly shows the development of Singapore's Tzu Chi Foundation. There is no rigid statistics, but various scenes of touching stories. The person in the photo is also sharing his story on the spot.
After watching, I feel that giving is more blessed than receiving. If you keep them company all the way, you always feel a sense of accomplishment.
Singapore TIMA has been established for 20 years. The law from TIMA members has safeguarded all people with illnesses. While looking ahead at the end of the year, TIMA members do not forget those people who promoted the medical mission in the past.
Without them, there would not be us today. Everything has its origin, just like why we joined Tzu Chi. It is our first inspiration.
His story made many young dentists learn to give back to society.
The areas of charity and medical mission in the 2019 End-of-Year Blessing exhibition need members of the public to experience other lives and to inspire them to join the ranks of sharing love together.
Rheumatoid arthritis causes inflammation in the body and swelling in the joints. Besides taking medicine to alleviate the pain, people who suffer from this can also change their diet to a plant-based one to help reduce the symptoms. Let's find out more.
In the past 20 years, Ms. Jiang, who has rheumatoid arthritis, has experienced inflammation and swelling in her hands, neck, temporal mandibular joints, and knees. It has troubled her life.
When I'm in pain, I can't walk, and sleeping is also painful.
Some patients, when they are experiencing inflammation, will not eat healthy or simply just eat whatever they can and not get enough of their nutrition. In that way, it will add to the pressure of the disease.
Her medication did not help relieve her inflammation, so Ms. Jiang looked to changing her diet as a way to support her health.
Changing my diet, I remove meat. I use a simpler way of cooking, water in the frying pan, and then just throwing all the ingredients in. This way, I'm actually able to taste the sweetness of the food.
Many of the plant-based ingredients like whole wheat, root vegetables, vitamin E C-filled fruits, and foods which are rich in omega-3 fatty acids are anti-inflammatory.
Ingredients which are full of omega-3 fatty acids, such as flaxseed meal and walnuts, are good because omega-3 fatty acids, when they process in our body's metabolism, will help bring out some anti-inflammatory substances.
Besides consuming anti-inflammatory foods, it's also important to stay away from the animal-based proteins, which can increase inflammation.
Through our consumptions, our intestines will change the meat protein into the substance called TMA. Then this substance goes through to the kidney and changes into TMAO. TMAO is actually a substance that increases inflammatory.
Dr. Liu Qingxiu has found in clinical trials when patients change their diet, inflammatory levels have not only improved, but also their health is better.
Including improvement in anemia problems and controlling blood sugar levels.
Now Ms. Jiang can enjoy her life and not have to worry about suffering from the pain of her disease.
After changing my diet to a vegetarian one, I feel like it's given me hope. It's a good treatment for my problem.
City Orlando Liaison Office distributed Christmas gifts to a shelter for physical and mental challenges patients. Take a look and goodbye.